Okay, this is just a sort of like a quick talk about a bit of work I did last weekend on a tree root that was sticking up and creating a lump in the driveway. So that's the tree there. The root came out here and used to be a fairly big lump, and I backed down this driveway and I've got my head turned back, so I wanted to do something about the tree root. So I just got a grinder and just cut, because if you belt it with a crowbar, you're going to weaken and destroy the asphalt around it. And it's only about 40 or 50 millimeters thick, so you just cut around. Use a crowbar then to remove the asphalt and level out underneath, and then you've got sort of like a bucket that you tip the asphalt into, and you get the asphalts from a hardware shop. And I also made a bit of a ridge along here just to contain the for it to act like a bucket and contain the asphalt. So that's the finished product. Maybe I needed to build it up a little bit more around either side there. Okay, so I just I used some paint just to draw around the outside, and okay, and the tree root just runs along there. So okay, so we'll just go through the tools I used and the things I used now. It's sort of cool conditions, and when I got the asphalt out, it didn't run all that well. I had some bags stored for about 3 or 4 months, and that actually took 4 bags of asphalt. The bags that we've stored for 3 or 4 months were about the same consistency, same texture as the new bags. Okay, so asphalt can be stored, I think, for a fair while. It is sort of raining lightly at the moment, but once I cut around with a large diamond tipped grinder, that's the asphalt there that I removed. Okay, I just got the crowbar and I broke that up and I put that into a wheelbarrow. This is what they use, this crushed rock is what they use underneath the driveway for preparation for the bitumen. So in other words, getting rid of the bitumen there, and when I shaped it flat around the tree root, this is the amount that came out. In other words, that's the exact same mass of tree root that was underneath the driveway. So just, you know, that's my hand, that's my foot in relation to the amount that came out. So you will need some tools. You'll need something a bit bigger than a micro car, or at least if you had a micro car, you could probably pick up 1 bag at a time. I just had to turn off the radio there, otherwise I would have got another copyright strike. You know, I've got stacks of them, just because I used to keep the radio on in the background. But anyway, I digress. We'll go through what I needed for this bitumen work. I didn't make a video because I really needed to kick a goal, and it was getting late, and as it turned out, I had to go to the hardware shop to get the work done. So I couldn't actually record it, but you know, this video might help bring some awareness of just how easy it is. I mean, put it this way: if you had a pothole in your driveway, you know, if you just had a pothole, you know, it's a bit complicated. This one I had to shape up to put the bitumen in. But if you did have a hole, you could clear it out and just open up a bag, pour it in. I didn't use a trowel or any special tools. I just used my hand to level it out, and I used a small block, just to put some weight on it. I just tapped it down, and it doesn't really move all that much. It doesn't sink or crater or anything. It's self-filling. It does, to a certain extent, or at least on a warm day, it will sort of self-level. Okay, so we'll just go through the tools I needed. Okay, so I had to run a lead. This is actually 3, I think possibly 30 meter leads. So that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's see. So this is the diamond tipped grinder I use. This is very good for cutting around and shaping up the sides for the bitumen. I marked it out with a can of spray paint. This is about the most complex piece of work you'll do with bitumen on your own house. As I say, a pothole, you would just scrape it out down below the line, or you would expose the thickness of the bitumen, and then just pour some bitumen in and shape it up with your hand and sort of tap it down with a block, and then you're good to go. This stuff's not all that cheap. It's close to $40 a bag, $47 a bag. Okay, so that's the can of paint I used to guide myself as I worked with the diamond tipped. This I used because with the diamond tipped grinder it created a corner. I used this just to tap out and clean out around the bitumen. This was, bitumen, it does get messy. You can't work with your bare hands, so I used PVC gloves. Let's see now. Okay, I'll be back in a sec. Yeah, so this here, that's what I used. I'll be throwing them out. I'm not going to attempt to clean them up. To get the bitumen out, I used a broad knife just to gouge some out, because as I say, it's fairly cool and it won't really flow all that well. So for that piece of work, 4 bags were used. So this is a bag here. We've got 20 kilograms of it. Okay. I'll just focus that a bit. Some people might be interested to read about the instructions. Okay, so I'll make that as good quality as I can get it. Okay. So, you know, it is what it is. It's not super easy to work with. As I say, on a hot or warm day would be a bit easier. Okay. So they're saying 2 men will. Yeah. All right. So Yeah, just the logical stuff. Hearing protection for when I was using the grinder. I sprayed just to clean around the outside of the bitumen, so there was no dust on it, and the new bitumen would bond to the old bitumen. I needed that for something. Lung protection for the grinding, because you don't want silicon dust in your lungs. Hearing protection, emergency hearing protection, real hearing protection. A knife to open up the bitumen bag. Eye protection for when using the grinder. A basket for just all my tools. Clean gloves for when using the grinder. Yeah, the other bags. It's one bag. This is another bag. Yeah, another spray bottle. Insect repellent I needed, and just an assortment of backup tools, small tool, other knives, shovel. I picked up this really good plastic type of handle when I was driving the garbage truck, and that's been super good. I broke the wooden handle to this shovel, and I used this as a substitute, and it's been absolutely fantastic. So if you're able to pick up stuff off the side of the road, I would say go ahead, but I would say anything that proves not to be usable and just taking up space, definitely throw that back out and keep what you need. Okay, so that's just to bring some awareness of bitumen to the homeowner. It's good stuff. You know, a bit here, for instance, where you can see it's wearing out here, and you can see the bluestone or the crushed rock is exposed. You know, I'll be getting a bag and I'll be cleaning this up with a high pressure water cleaner, or you can even scrub it, and or you just use a hose. Just make sure it's generally clean. And you know, I'll be putting a bag here in summer and just spreading it out, and that'll cover that, and it won't go anywhere. This is some old work here. I wanted to inspect this slab here. Okay, and I dug a channel through there that just needed dirt. I dug a channel through here just to inspect it, and there was nothing there to see. The reason for that is that you can see a lip along here, and I wanted to know what was going on there. It could be that this is gradually seeping down. The dirt is containing that side, and so something has to give, and you can see a crack through there. Okay, but anyway, again, I digress. So that's some old work through there. There is a little patch, just a very small patch here. Okay, you can just see that just going around there. Okay, so in other words, what my point is there is that once you've provided a good foundation for this asphalt in a bag you get from a hardware shop, it's not going to go anywhere. Okay, it's not some type of flimsy product. It does stay where you put it. Okay, so okay, well, maybe one day, I hope, if there's another route somewhere that's going to expose a lump in the driveway, I would like to make a video on that. So maybe that's going to happen in the future, but for now, please like and subscribe. Okay, so I've got an open bag here, and again, this is it is messy stuff. Okay, I've got my my gloves on, and if I just show the bag there, and you can see that although I can get some of it, okay, it's not that easy on a cool type of day. I suppose the people that actually work with this stuff, they would warm it up and it would flow quite easily. But anyway, that's it there. If I crush it up, it sort of remains together. It's just pieces of see, that's what I was talking about. It's sort of, it's almost as if it's got some type of life to it, you know. Obviously it hasn't, but what I mean is how it moves around like that. Okay, so all right, so that's your bitumen. All right, so I'll keep this bag around just in case I have to perform any modifications, or if it does sink and I need to put a little bit more on. You can put an extra layer, a thin layer, if you have to. Okay, so but obviously that's better off done when the work's fairly new, on the next day. So yeah, that's bitumen. That's the old bitumen there. Okay, I'll just try to focus that a bit. I can't see whether that's working or not. Alright, so that's about the thickness of it. It's actually more like 30 mil. Okay, and that's definitely, that's like rock. You can't break that. Okay, that would have been put on possibly hot by asphalt layers. Yeah, that's like a rock. I'll try and break that. Okay, so that's what it is. Just again, you will need to tap this down. I had a crowbar, and I put that on the newly positioned asphalt, and I just tapped it with the crowbar. Okay, so okay, that's it. Again, you don't have to grind a square if you've got a hole in your you know, like a pothole in your driveway. You don't have to use the grinder. You could, so long as the bitumen's intact and not too cracked and damaged. In that case, you would just remove those pieces of bitumen and pour the new bag in. So yeah, I just tap that with the new asphalt underneath it. So okay, that's about all I can contribute. All the best, and take care.